What's going on, guys? Long time no talk. It is Lucas Invader here, man, and I've just been living life. It's been maybe I've been in this house, the same apartment. I used to try and do videos right when I first moved here, but then I stopped. I felt as if though I didn't want to do videos without some equipment. I would always just do it on my phone or my laptop. And then, the lazy bug got in me too, man. It's just crazy to think about. I say this all the time. And yeah, Lucas Invader, hold on, before I get to that, I am part of a new podcast. I go by Uncle Daddy Luke now, so whichever one you want to call me, it doesn't matter anymore. But still, this is my channel though. This is just Dolo, me by myself, and what I want to talk about. And it's just crazy to think, man, I used to upload at least 5-6 videos a week. I used to do anime reviews back when I was 15, 16. And the highest max number of views I think I ever got was like 5,000. No, probably not 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 or something. And just to think, man, if I would have stuck with that at 16, I'm 22 now, 23 later this year, where I could be, what my fan base would be, all the people that would be keeping up with me. It's just crazy to think about, what ifs in life. My mom always tell me, if is the smallest word in the dictionary with the biggest meaning. Is the bit something like that. It's just if this, if that, if things could have been different, if things could have been different. But now that I'm doing this, not really just I'd also make a video about that, about how I feel about anime right now and me being 22 and enlightened as I think I am at the moment. But right now, it's really transitioned from me being a huge anime fan. And that also has to do with a lot of shows ending as well. Bleach, Naruto. What else has ended? Sorry if you heard that little bump. That was my phone. Me checking the time. Bleach, Naruto ended. I mean, Boruto's still going on. But all the shows that I used to watch and do anime reviews are on are pretty much out. I really just didn't like the newer stuff they were putting out. And it's, shonen in me. Like I said, that's another video for another time. But really, it's me transitioning from liking anime to fighting games. And on this channel, I've uploaded me streaming, me playing, practicing, and trying to get better. That was 2-3 years ago. And, the lazy bug hits everybody. And I kind of stopped playing usually, I'll be honest. And I'm more of a, I guess you could say, stream monster. I'm always in tournament streams. I'm always watching the VODs of the games that I like to watch. And it's pretty much every fighting game that I typically like to watch, but more so around the anime base. And what this video mostly is about today is about Dragon Ball FighterZ. And to me, as of the recording of this video, Evo just passed. It was this Sunday. It is Tuesday now, at the date of this recording. And just a lot of things I want to get off my chest, and how I feel about the status of the game, the health of the game, and where to go from here. So, if you ask any of other stream monsters, probably, they'll tell you that Dragon Ball FighterZ is dead. And this is just me. The only thing I wrote down is something a little bit later I'll allude to, is that Dragon Ball FighterZ is dead. Can't wait for Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. The meta of the game is bad. Blah, 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 blah. To me, I understand where they're coming from when they say these kind of things, but it's just so unlogical, or you didn't put any thought into saying, just because a game's viewership or entrants are down from a year to another year doesn't mean that the game is dead. We just had probably the best set I've seen two players play. I mean, that set between Sonic Fox and Goichi, arguably the two best players. Goichi is definitely the best player in the world, but arguably with Sonic Fox top 2, if not top 3 or 4 or 5, whatever, play the best set I've ever seen. I mean, the setups they would use, the tech, all the just absurd stuff that they were doing, all the blocking. It was just some of the craziest set, the best set I've ever seen Dragon Ball being played at a high level. And that was on a Saturday night. It was part of the Evo final, and it had 100K viewership. And I hate to bring up viewership really in this kind of aspect, because I don't want to compare it to other games, but to have 100K on a game that's not a main stage game is incredible. I don't think any other game had that kind of viewership for it. And that's also because of the storylines for the game too. With Sonic Fox and Goichi's just been running amok. And also too, with Goichi and Sonic Fox, is that they're playing top tier. And that the meta of the game is just bad, and it's too lopsided. I'm tired of seeing GT Goku on every team. I'm tired of seeing Bardock on every team. I mean, since Bardock has came out, February, March last year, he's been, still practically the same character, just toned down, and he's still top 3 best character in the game. And GT Goku, since everybody labbed him, and when he first came out, he's made his way onto every team too. So, to me, and this is what I wrote down. So, I've just started being interested in fighting games since 2014, 2015, when Guilty Gear Xrd first came out. That's the game that just got me really back into fighting games. But back in the day with my family, when I used to go over to my cousin's house, they were older than me. They were into MVC2. I remember playing MVC2 with my family. I remember playing the first Marvel vs. Capcom. I remember playing those games with them. So this is what I wrote down, and this isn't coming from me. This is coming from the best player from MVC2, Justin Wong. And he recently did a tier list that y'all can find for MVC2. And he had them tiered with the best player in the game. I think he put was Storm, then Sentinel, Magneto, and Cable. Par for course. Does that not sound similar to Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball's best characters are what? Kid Goku, Kid Buu, Bardock, and Adult Gohan, maybe? So, really what I'm trying to bring up with that is that, and in MVC2, people have teams of MSP, Magneto, Storm, Psylocke, Captain Commando, and Cyclops. And Cyclops is just kind of a niche peak because the best player in the world thinks he's a really good character and he plays him. I mean, what's the difference from Dragon Ball right now? Look at Bardock and GT Goku. Those are on every team. That's like Sentinel Storm. And then if you throw Kid Goku being like Magneto, I mean, those are both 6. Okay, for me, I wrote down Bardock, Goku, GT, Kid Buu, Gohan, Yamcha. Those are the definitive 6 characters in the game that will make a top 8. So with MVC2, Sentinel, Magneto, Storm, Cable, Psylocke, Captain Commando will make a top 8 and probably... I mean, look at Defend the North, the most recent, biggest tournament for MVC2. It was literally those 6 characters with Cyclops included, and one person picked the Spiral for a counter pick. I mean, par for course, this is the exact same as Dragon Ball. And the point I'm trying to make is that everybody's talking shit. The game balance is so fucked up. I just think we've grown accustomed to complaining too much in fighting games. And like I said, I haven't been part of the community much. Hell, actually, technically, to me, myself, I don't even just truly think I'm part of the community. Am I going to these fighting games? Am I going to these tournaments? Am I going to my weeklies in my area in Houston where I'm at? No, I'm honestly not, but I just love the game so much and I keep up with it and I want to get better. It's just that lazy bone hits me. So can I honestly truly say I'm part of the fighting game community? No, I don't truly think I am. I want to be a part of it. I want to be able to train and get better and be able to compete with guys at high levels. But at the moment, like me and all these other stream monsters that talk shit about Dragon Ball are not truly part of the fighting game community, and we're just laying in our drawers watching them fucking play the game, and they always try to talk shit about players. So, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out in late 90s, early 2000s, and this tier list has been skewed for... it's pretty much been the same since that game's came out, and it's almost been 20 years since that game has came out, and people will tell you it's the best fucking game they've ever played before in their life. It's the best fighting game ever. Yipes will tell you that. Chris Matrix will tell you that. I'm sure Justin Wong, he actually dibble-dabbled in a lot of games, and he might think, but a lot of these older school guys will tell you that MVC2 is the best fighting game ever. So what is the difference between the tier list being so lopsided and top heavy for MVC2 and Dragon Ball? We've grown accustomed to complaining too much, and I think the devs listen to us way too much. So I think the one patch a year that they're trying to do for Dragon Ball, and they're holding out on it. I think it's wonderful. I think it makes us stop complaining more. I think it does it. We don't need to have anything handed to us. Would you rather have fucking patches out the ass, or would you rather have to buy a new update for a game every, year and a half? Is what they practically used to do before they did fucking character. Back then, it was worse. They used to make you buy a whole new $60 game for 3 more characters and patches. Now they can just upload it to the data and the PSN networks and just charge you for a fucking character season pass and extra updates to come out through it. So it's just, and especially with Arc System Works, they just have so much time tied up to. I think they're, with now after Evo, they're tied up in 7 games that they're having to deal with at the moment. One patch for Dragon Ball is fine. And also, too, with the game being dead, Dragon Ball FighterZ is licensed through Bandai Namco. And if you didn't know, Tekken 7 is killing it right now. And they're having their 3rd season pass. And they're coming out with a brand new character from Ground Zero. So at the moment, I can't truly blame them for maybe wanting to put Tekken 7 ahead of Dragon Ball at the moment, because you have to ride that wave. It's the most watchable game, most enjoyable game to watch to me, besides maybe just Smash. I'll sit and watch some fucking Smash because you just know what something good is going on. With Tekken, it's just so easy to get into. So with Bandai Namco, what I think is that with Season 2, it doesn't help. Also, too, because they say the game is dying because the developers aren't putting as much time into it as Season 1, and they're fucking up with their world tour. Things I'm kind of actually feel are true as well that I can't argue against. But like I said, with Tekken, you got to prioritize one over the other if you're going to have that team for it, what Bandai Namco wants to do and what's selling. So, to me, to end this video, Dragon Ball is what you make it. Any game is what you make it. People are still playing fucking Melee from 20 years ago. MVC2 is still alive. Dragon Ball can't be dead because look at the viewership and the people that it brings to. 2 guys that don't know each other's language, that only know how to somewhat communicate with each other in hand gestures, become the best of friends. And Sonic Fox and Goichi. So to say that a game is dead is just, you're not truly part of the community. You just want to be in somewhere and say something toxic, and you'll never say it to, put your opinion out there in the real world where you don't have the comfort of being behind a computer screen to where nobody can get to you and make you seem like the dumbass that you are. So to me, I'm still looking forward for Dragon Ball FighterZ in the future. I need to start playing today. Janemba is coming out Thursday. I said I would be a Janemba main day 1, but that's just because I like sword characters. With the moveset they've shown with Janemba, doesn't really just show him using his sword unless in a super. So to me, I just think the game, honestly, after the Season 2, I think they're done. And the PS5 is coming out, and I definitely see a Super Dragon Ball FighterZ or Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 coming out early PS5 years. So just go with what we have right now. Stop saying everything is dead. I'm saying this talking to a fucking wall. And that's pretty much what I'm saying it to, as people don't listen and they just want to be able to talk shit about whatever they want to talk shit about. And don't want to be productive or communicative. But to me, that's not getting anything solved. Me sitting here in my fucking drawers isn't getting anything solved. So that's what I need to change and want to change on my own. So, guys, this has been Uncle... Damn, I'm just so used to saying Uncle Daddy Luke now. Lucas Invader, Uncle Daddy Luke, and this is just my 2 cents on the game that I love. So you guys like, dislike. If you dislike, tell me points that you agreed with or disagreed with, and I'll catch you guys next time.